major WWE decision after Liv Morgan injury came at the last minute. In the unpredictable world of WWE, injuries are unfortunate realities that can shake up storylines, halt momentum, and force last-minute decisions. Recently, WWE fans were dealt a heavy blow when fan favorite Liv Morgan suffered a significant injury, forcing her out of action and triggering major creative changes. One of the biggest developments resulting from her absence involved the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, and a surprising new champion stepping into the spotlight, Roxanne Perez. Before the injury, Liv Morgan had been one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions alongside her trusted ally Raquel Rodriguez. The duo had built strong chemistry and were beginning to solidify their position in the women's tag division. Their reign brought excitement, unpredictability, and a sense of legitimacy to the titles. However, fate had other plans. When Morgan went down with an injury, it wasn't just her health that took a hit. It was the structure of WWE's women's tag team division. Liv Morgan's setback, the end of a promising run. The exact nature of Liv Morgan's injury hasn't been publicly disclosed in detail, but it was serious enough to take her out of active competition indefinitely for WWE. This meant reshuffling a major storyline and making a hard choice about the future of the tag team titles. Rather than strip the titles and hold a tournament, WWE made a bold decision to keep the championship within the ever-dominant Judgment Day faction, one of the most powerful groups currently operating on WWE programming. Morgan and Rodriguez were forced to relinquish the belts, leaving a void that had to be filled fast. And that's where Roxanne Perez came into the picture. Enter the prodigy. Roxanne Perez joins Judgment Day. Roxanne Perez, known affectionately by fans as a prodigy, was brought in seemingly out of nowhere to fill Morgan's shoes. She was officially made tag team champion and aligned with the Judgment Day, WWE's powerful faction consisting of dominant forces like Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and Damian Priest. In a recent interview on The Spotlight with Brad Gilmore on CW39, via Reality of Wrestling's YouTube channel, Roxanne opened up about how shocking and last-minute the decision was for her. "It was actually the day that they handed me the Tag Team Championship belt," she revealed, emphasizing how unexpected the moment truly was. For most WWE superstars, championship moments are the culmination of long-term booking, weeks of build-up, or at least hints leading up to the big reveal. But for Roxanne, the decision was made quickly, perhaps even hours before it happened. And just like that, she was thrust into a position previously held by one of the company's most beloved stars. Replacing Liv Morgan, pressure and pride. Replacing Liv Morgan is no easy task. Liv has built a massive fan base thanks to her resilience, charisma, and underdog spirit. She's a rare WWE superstar who connects with fans on an emotional level, and her recent tag title run had only strengthened her popularity. Roxanne Perez didn't take this lightly. In the same interview, she expressed a deep sense of empathy for Liv Morgan and acknowledged the emotional weight of the situation. "You know, obviously I was sad for Liv," she said. "Injuries are always the worst, especially when you're out for a long period of time." But despite the sadness, Perez also felt a sense of purpose. She viewed the opportunity not just as a challenge, but a calling, one that she was uniquely suited for. "I knew that I could be the perfect person to step in for her and step in for the Judgment Day and make sure they keep all the gold in the clubhouse." These words reflect a confident but respectful approach. Perez understands the legacy she's stepping into, but she's determined to make it her own. First steps as champion, evolution to success. Roxanne Perez's first major test as tag team champion came at Evolution 2, one of the most anticipated women's wrestling events of the year. All eyes were on her. Fans wanted to see if she could rise to the occasion, or she would crumble under the pressure. She didn't just meet expectations. She exceeded them. Her performance was praised for its energy, precision, and storytelling. Perez showed why she was trusted with such a sudden promotion, and WWE management is reportedly very pleased with her performance. Backstage buzz indicates that higher-ups see her as a future breakout star, with some comparing her poise to that of young Bayley or AJ Lee. If her current momentum continues, Roxanne could quickly establish herself as a top-tier player in the women's division. The bigger picture, Judgment Day's dominance continues. From a storyline standpoint, Roxanne's addition to Judgment Day is a smart move. The group has long been a dominant force in WWE, and with Rhea Ripley currently out due to her own injury, Judgment Day needed another strong female presence to maintain their grip on power. Perez brings something unique to the faction. She's younger, faster, and presents a different kind of threat. While Ripley's power and intensity made her a monster in the ring, Roxanne offers a more technical, agile style that could evolve the faction's dynamic. Fans are already starting to theorize how this could set up future storylines. Will Ripley and Perez eventually clash for leadership within the group? Could Liv Morgan return and seek revenge against the very faction that replaced her? These are questions that WWE Creative seems happy to let fans speculate about, all while slowly building toward bigger moments. Liv Morgan's road to recovery and redemption? Meanwhile, Liv Morgan remains sidelined. Updates on her recovery have been minimal, but sources suggest that WWE is giving her all the time she needs to heal. Given the magnitude of the injury, there's no rush for her to return prematurely. But make no mistake, when she does return, the landscape will be very different. The tag team titles she helped build are now being held by her replacement. Her Judgment Day enemies have grown stronger, and she'll have something to prove, not just to the fans, but to herself. Many fans are already dreaming of a massive return storyline, perhaps setting up a long-term feud between Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. A redemption versus replacement narrative writes itself, and it's the kind of emotionally rich, high-stakes drama WWE thrives on. Conclusion: out of tragedy, opportunity. Injuries are never ideal. They disrupt plans, derail momentum, and rob fans of seeing their favorite stars in action. But sometimes, they also open the door for new talent to shine. Liv Morgan's setback created the opportunity for Roxanne Perez to step up, and she has done so with grace, talent, and confidence. Her sudden rise to championship status may have been unplanned, but it wasn't undeserved. Perez has proven that she's more than capable of carrying a load, both in the ring and in the spotlight. As she continues to grow in her new role, the WWE Universe is watching closely and cheering just as loudly. Whether you're rooting for Liv's comeback or Roxanne's continued rise, one thing is clear. The women's tag division has never been more compelling, and the story is only just beginning. Liv Morgan's setback created the opportunity for Roxanne Perez to step up, and she has done so with grace, talent, and confidence. Her sudden rise to championship status may have been unplanned, but it wasn't undeserved. Perez has proven that she's more than capable of carrying a load, both in the ring and in the spotlight. As she continues to grow in her new role, the WWE Universe is watching closely and cheering just as loudly. Whether you're rooting for Liv's comeback or Roxanne's continued rise, one thing is clear. The women's tag division has never been more compelling, and the story is only just beginning.